Good morning, guys. Today I'm going to talk about the REST operator. So the next few minutes I'm going to talk about what is a REST operator, the REST operator syntax, and when to use them, and how we can use them, use the REST operator method to solve different problems depending on what we have in the function. This is gather is the REST bit, and spread I just wanted to show it in a picture. So that is the syntax for REST operator and the spread operator. So basically it's 3 dots. It is also known as 3-dot notation. And here is the definition from MDN. So it's a REST operator, which is a function that can be called with any number of arguments, no matter how it is defined. The REST parameter can be mentioned in the function definition with 3 dots. They literally mean gather the remaining parameters into an array. So if a function, it can be that a function can receive, we don't know how many arguments the function would receive, so we can use the REST operator to invoke it. And here I've just put another slide just to explain when we can use them, and it's called gather. So the REST operator is most effective when we don't know how many arguments a given function would receive, but we know that we need to change it into an array, so we can use the array methods like reduce and map to further evaluate the function. And I'll just move to okay, I've prepared this snippet. So I just want to know, how would we solve this problem without using the REST operator? Anyone could walk me through?
The way we solve this problem is by writing down, without using the REST operator, is writing down 5 arguments inside the parentheses, and then we can then add all the arguments together. So, for example, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5.
Okay, let me do that.
So, based on the name,
Like this?
yeah.
Yeah?
And based on the name of your function, get to a score, we would have to add all the numbers together. So, number 1, oh wait, sorry, we forgot return number 1, plus number 2, number 3, number 5.
You mean like this?
Yeah.
You think they should work? Yes. Wait, let me just pull this up. Yeah. Yeah, that works, but I mean, if we receive, now we know how many arguments we receive. If we don't know, if we didn't know how many arguments we would receive. Huh? Yeah, we can do that. So what Rafa was suggesting, was to use array from, which converts the comma list of arguments into an array-ish kind of. But let me just do that in here. So Sorry. And then to capture the
numbers.
okay.
And then you can to sum them. We can use reduce.
Okay. So dot reduce, and what do we? Okay. Then I'll use the arrow function. Oh dear, sorry. Okay. Will this work? What do you think? Anybody else? So,
do you have to give initial
what are you saying, Itama? Okay. What should I call them?
So, would it be arguments? Isn't that what we declared in the range of from arguments?
No, not really. Not really. So what else we did here is a very special old thing, right? Arguments is a keyword in JavaScript. So whenever you invoke a function, arguments
It's catching
all the arguments. That was the old way to capture all the arguments of a function before the REST operator, right? Even though arguments is a list of arguments, it's not an array.
Yes.
That's why we cannot do arguments.reduce, arguments.filter, arguments.map. That doesn't work. That's why now we can transform this list of arguments into a pure array using array.from.
Array.from.
That's interesting because we're mixing very old JavaScript using arguments with very new JavaScript, which is array.from. It's a weird combination, right? But it does the trick. In the old times, we didn't have array.from, so there were some even weirder ways to convert this collection into an array. But now, at least, we got array.from, right? So array.from will do its best to transform something that looks like an array, so it will be probably something that has an iterable
Values,
iterable values in it into a pure array, right? But again, this is all JavaScript, right?
Yeah.
So today, thanks to the REST operator, we shouldn't use arguments as such, because that's confusing. If it's the first time you're looking at this code, you will ask yourself, what's arguments? Where is that coming from, right?
And there's no argument in the function itself, so
Yep.
it's a bit confusing. I mean, it does the trick, but it's a bit of a longer way to do it. Can anybody tell me how we can do it using a REST operator? You mean argument number? Numbers, yeah. Anyone? You mean here? Then we can do like this. Yes, and that works. So basically, when we take a comma separated list of arguments, we gather them all into one single array, and that's how we can then use reduce, map for the rest operator. And in this example, if I add a name, how will we evaluate this?
You have to add that.
Hmm?
You have to add it like a string or like a name.
So we have a string, that's correct, yeah.
So we have to put here.
In the arguments.
Yes.
Yeah. So we can say name. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my typing today. Okay. So we need to change something here. We can call this a
We have to
variable, so we can do let total score is equal to, and then here we can return it as we did in the exercise in the rest operator. So we can say something like if we want the score for Peter is 78. So how will we get this to work?
$sign braces name.
Okay.
And then these, and then you put the total score. Yeah.
And name here? Oh, total score. Okay.
Clear your console so we can see the results.
Sorry?
The console. Clear the.
Oh, you can't see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Can you see it?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm not clear on how Peter was displayed, but I don't see it in the
arguments
function.
on top in the arguments, you mean?
Yeah.
We declared it as a name.
I see.
Yeah, so we capture Peter and then
But
when we were invoking the function get total score,
yeah. Oh,
we
yeah.
named the name, yeah, Peter.
But how is name given to Peter?
Because we're
Peter's
missing,
name.
like if you, when you're invoking the function, you have Peter and the numbers.
Oh,
so we have
If you look at
captured,
these
Peter is a string.
yes, Peter is a string, so we captured the string with the name argument, and then we gathered all the numbers and then we added them, so that's how we get the total. So it's like a different way of looking at this issue.
I have a question.
Yes.
Will it work on the other way around? Will it work if we got Peter at the end of the list of arguments?
Do it on the top.
Meaning like this.
Yep, and then you short them on the line number 7, right, as well? Actually, no, don't even do it, right?
Yeah, it won't
Look at
work.
line number 2, right? It's complaining.
Yeah.
So this is not supported in in 2018 JavaScript yet. So the rest operators should always be at the end.
Yeah.
I think that the scenario makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, I was reading as well. We cannot use it in between two
Correct.
arguments. We cannot
Correct.
use it in the end of, in the beginning of the argument. Always has to be at the end because it gathers everything.
This is the classic thing that will be clearly included on the standard summary.
Okay. So moving on. So we spoke about gather, and there's another way to work with arrays. 1 second, let me get the screen. Sorry. Okay. So what is a spread operator? So spread operator allows us to expand the elements into comma separated list of arguments. This is when we can use it to add the elements to an existing array into a new array, pass the elements of an array as an argument to a function, copy them or concatenate them. So basically when we have an array, it spreads them so that we can use different techniques to concatenate, to copy an array or merge an array. We'll look at an example. Yeah, we can do this one. This is how to merge an array, so using a spread operator. So in this case, can anyone initiate?
Right, so I've been done this, so I will take argument 1 and argument 2. Alright, and then translate.
Yeah.
Non-comparative traces, but I'm not sure what they're called. Square bracket. Yeah.
Square brackets, okay.
Yeah. And then dot, 3 dots, array 1. Comma. Space, 3 dots, array 2. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure.
Will this work?
Yes.
Yeah. So it works. So basically it's spreading both the arrays from both the arguments, and it's merging it together using the spread operator.
Good question.
Yes.
How can we get now the minimum value out of the list using math.min?
So
Yeah, can we try that?
yeah.
But don't do it.
Oh.
You just put math.me.
Yeah.
That's instead of math.me.
Sorry. Yeah. So should work.
I don't know. What do you think, guys? Will this work? Yes or no?
Yes, run it.
No, wrong. That will never work. Try.
Because yeah.
Try. Wrong.
Yeah, not a number.
Why? That's a beginner training, guys. Math.min doesn't work with arrays.
It works with
comma
numbers.
separated list of numbers.
Yeah.
So how do we transform the array again into a comma separated list of numbers? How do we spread the array?
With reduce.
No, I don't use reduce. I just stick it.
You put it there, so there's no break.
Array. When do you put the rest operator in front of the array? To spread. You got an array, right?
Yeah.
Spread it. So on the left, after the parentheses,
Yeah.
after the parentheses, please. Dot, dot, dot. Oh. Can you try that? And you see not quickly the console, please.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. You see? Does it work, right? It's very sexy.
You can put it again.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We just don't have the square bracket.
No, you need the square brackets. You need the square brackets because to get the mean, first of all, you need to flatten the array. You need, right? So the process is, we have two arrays. First of all, we concatenate them, we have a single array, and then we spread them all the values, right?
Is that like when you do the new set in front of it?
It's kind of, when we do new set, we spread them. Yeah, it's kind of similar. Yeah.
Okay. That's about it. Any questions from anyone?
I have a question.
Yes.
Come to your first slide. This is a very rudimentary. Oh, sorry, second one. I don't. You know the syntax.
Yes.
What's the difference between spread and gather in terms of what it looks like on the screen? Because I can see the difference.
So it's where you place them. So rest operator, it gathers the arguments. So it goes in the argument itself on. So here, in this example, like, sorry, this should be the other way around. As we said, it doesn't work in the beginning of the array. So basically, you need to have them in the argument in order.
Which one?
This is the rest.
Yeah, but what's it doing? Gathering on the screen.
So this is gathering. So it is gathering all the scores, and then it is giving you an evaluation of the total.
And to spread, where would it go?
So to spread it, like the example we just did,
Right.
so this is basically spreading the array. We already have an array, so we're spreading it, and then we are evaluating it however we want. Like in this case, we are getting the minimum number,
Yeah.
and the previous one I showed was how to merge them.
To me, this particular example proves the value of the rest operator. I propose you something. Once you have some time, try to solve the same problem without using the rest operator at all. It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated, but you will see that the solution is way longer, right? You probably need to nest a couple of for loops because we got two arrays, right? You need to write 4 or 5 lines of code. However, with the rest operator, in one sexy and short line, the problem is short.
I mean, also when we are using rest operator, not everyone would understand it when we start using it. We would, when we join companies, they would be using probably the classic function, and then it depends when to use it, when not to use it. It's better to know both the sides, so how to do it with the rest operator and with the classic function as well.
Anything else for us, Lee?
No?
Cool, thank you
Okay.
guys for listening.
Thank you.